Welcome back. But you are not here yet. Oh, two people. Hello. Thanks for coming. Fukuoka from Japan. How are you guys doing? Let me fix the angle. Better? I think so. Okay, so soon. Trump administration 2.0 coming very soon, and I'm very excited. Yeah, I I've been posting my like selfie like every night. I did that for the past, I don't know, 3 days or something. I feel like I did that 3 times, I think. I can't do it every night because Trump is not on TV every night, but many nights, so that I take a selfie and post on X. And I don't like to actually. I don't want to post like a TV screen much because like they can, tell me to take it down due to copyrights and so on. That's what the mainstream media do. Like this TV station called TBS in Japan claim like when I posted their screen, like TV screen, together with my commentary saying that they are extreme leftists, they attacked me. Like their lawyer reached out to Twitter at the time and they sent me the request to me and said that it's violating the copyright. But other screenshots were just left in the public, and only a couple of people like me were attacked because of our commentary, obviously. So I don't do that often, but I post sometimes my selfie in that style. So you guys know like how much Trump is on our TV, like exposure and so on. Hello, Brabby. It's like you were on vacation. Yeah. Oh, like the absence of Trump, you mean? It's good that he's coming back. I am excited. The biggest thing, like of course, like temporarily, my country might get affected, and I have to say that I am a little concerned as well. But my excitement wins because I know that Trump will rebuild your country, protecting your border, reduce the taxes, and and also focus on China, and it will put everything back to the good, like healthy cycle, and then together with the strong presence of the U.S. in the world, unlike Biden, very weak Biden. Like in the meantime, like Trump was absent, and when America was led by Biden, we knew, like even I felt that, oh, America is weak. Like I could feel what the adversary, you say, like your enemy countries, would feel, like were feeling. I could tell how they felt because I come from another country too. And now the strong America is coming back, and I am so glad. At the same time, I am worried about Trump's safety though, because I hear that there were attempts of assassination of Trump again and so on. I don't know the detail. I just roughly heard about it on X. I don't even know if it's true, but I heard about it a little bit, and I am concerned because there are like a quite high possibility, right? Like they want to stop it. I saw the footage of like people chanting in Washington, D.C., I think. They somehow want to stop Trump. Like, he hasn't even, he's not back yet officially, but they are like chanting outside. And I thought that they were Democrats, like I posted on X, but yeah. Like Democrats denying the result of democratic election is just strange to me. It doesn't make sense. I'm like, at least, be coherent. Yeah, hello, Brian Yoko-san. Your name sounds like me, Yoko, but it's Yoko-o, I guess. MAGA Monday, yeah. The inauguration is probably in the middle of the night here in Japan. Like, it should be. I think I saw that like 1:30 a.m. here. Let me look it up again. トランプ就任式いつ Wait, 日本時間 I gotta put like Japanese 日本時間日本時間の21 It doesn't say the time. It should be like in the middle of the night and I don't know what to do. 36 hours? I can't calculate that. I can't calculate that. But it's so 24 plus. So that's in the middle of the night, right? For me, it's daytime here right now. Like opposite from you. So, no, I have to be awake in the middle of the night. Like I want to talk to you guys like when that happens. So, do you want Trump to be aggressive or conciliatory towards China? I don't know the other word. Conciliatory. Like be nice. Yuwateki, like appeasement type of attitude I see. No, aggressive. Definitely aggressive. I want him to be aggressive. And like whatever, like I don't care what Trump says on the surface. You know, I don't care if he calls Xi Jinping a friend or whatever, as long as he is very strict, his policies are very strict on China. It's rather better if Trump, you know, sounds nice on the surface, and if he imposes like, you know, sanctions and like a high tariff and so on onto China, that would be cool. All right. Yeah, like you never know what he means, or yeah, like how he will behave and so on, and that would be ideal. I just don't want Trump to be nice to China. I'm not really referring to China as China. I'm referring to the CCP-led China. The Chinese Communist Party is our enemy. It's just the reality, because they are doing it, you know. Like they try to rewrite the history of Japan so that they can take over Senkaku Islands of Okinawa, for example. They've been coming into the waters around Senkaku Islands like every day for the past years, like years and years. They've been coming into our water, and they just want to create what's the word? Like they want to create the history of them being there to validate their points that it belongs to them, but it doesn't belong to them. Like it has never belonged to them though. But they do that, and also they attack Japan, my country, using the fabricated history, like distorted history that they write, and they agitate their people using movies against Japan. It's so funny actually when you see some leaked footage and so on. The tactic that they use, like they say like, oh, Japanese soldiers back in the day, like during the World War II, oh, Japanese soldiers were so hideous and so inhumane, like we were so bad and so on. But how they attack the citizens and so on are in Chinese style. It doesn't even reflect the Japanese style. So like, yeah, it's funny. Oh, Nate, hello, thank you for super chat. Ohio Yoko looks elegant with perfect hair, and it's only 21. Yes, forever 21. Yay! Thank you so much for super chat. Oh yeah, TikTok. Have you ever used TikTok? I have never made. I have never even made an account there because it's Chinese. It's a Chinese app, and There are many Chinese apps, of course. Some may be even useful. But as for TikTok, I know of the political problems, like exploiting the information and how they can affect you, like with the CCP's control and so on. So I just stayed away from the app in particular. And also I see the problem of TikTok. The problem that I see is I should say that it's amazing like how the algorithm is with that application. I'm interested in that algorithm. Like it would benefit me probably if I use that. But at the same time, when I see people like users of TikTok, those who use TikTok, when I look at them, I just can't help it but thinking that they are dumb. I just have to say, they don't appear smart at all. Instead, like they're making each other stupid by the interactions or the content that they create. That's the impression that I have. And often our mainstream media often covers the problems of TikTok too, saying that they are spreading misinformation and so on, like regarding the health and whatnot, or some products like fraud and lies and misinformation in general. And you don't want to be on that sort of app. So do you think though that what's happening with TikTok though? Like, can Elon Musk buy that? And also, speaking of Elon Musk, he is on the front page too of today's newspaper. Oh, do I see super chat? Oh no, that's the older one. Okay. Today, 19th, Musk. Do you see Musk style? Musk. And you see the picture. Yeah, Trump is next to him too. The title is awesome. Trump's America. Trump, America. It's funny how we spell America because this first kanji here, this like my finger is so thick, like you can't really. This first kanji, it means rice. Rice country. That's you, America. Beikoku. Rice country. I don't know why. Probably there are good reasons behind it, but anyway, they're talking about, tonight Bill Gates is coming. They're talking about that. Trump met Bill Gates, right? What happened though? Did they have a good conversation? Like, is Bill Gates becoming like, did he change his attitude towards Trump just like Zuckerberg did? So Trump, this article says Trump said that the guy behind his re-election, Musk, he called Musk the new star and treating him nicely and inviting Musk to the photo shoot of Trump, and he let Musk attend the phone conference with Ukraine and Turkey and so on. And this article continues to the seventh page. I have to see that. Oh, what are they gonna say? Oh, there's another picture. Do you want to see Japanese advertisement? Bam, face. I know. This continuing from the first front page, getting rid of regulations, liberating the giant. You see the picture here? Yeah. So they're talking about things. What? I haven't read this newspaper, yeah, just so you know. Anything you want to say? It's important to work towards peace between three countries. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, super chat, thank you. Apparently, PRC China refers to that Elon Musk buys TikTok because they see Elon as more pro-China. But I don't think they will sell or give up control. True. Except congressional hearings. Expect congressional hearings. Ah, I see. Yeah. The thing about Elon Musk is that I was surprised to hear one of our like a very famous top level conservative figure, Yoshiko Sakurai. I was listening to her internet program on Friday, and she had a guest, and they were talking about Trump and Elon Musk, and the conversation went to Musk and his stance towards China. And Yoshiko Sakurai and this other guy, a journalist named Taro Kimura, they were calling Elon Musk pro-China. Like clearly they were saying that. And I didn't see that coming from them especially. So that was interesting. But they were talking about Musk's mom living in China, like Shanghai. Is that true? I haven't been, collecting information about Elon Musk much. Like I'm interested in what he does or what kind of vision he has towards the future of America, and I wasn't really looking into his background, to be honest with you. But yeah, now I'm a little concerned, and it kind of makes sense with his commentary about H-1B visa, was it? H-1B? The Indian stuff. So, like, I don't know what to think. What do you think about Japan and American relations? I believe it's really good, like whether it's Republican or Democrats, which side takes power, always, like as for like after the World War II, our relations have gotten better, and especially Abe, Shinzo Abe, and also the last administration, Kishida. Kishida worked so hard on the relations with America and also South Korea. So I guess it was like he was probably able to do that because China's threat is rising, like more than before now. Like it's getting realistic. So like we have to cooperate too. But even aside from that, like Japan and the United States have this special bond, especially because we fought each other. I think that we overcame like by the mutual efforts. Even the soldiers who fought back in the day, they would have a ceremony. Bless you. He's so loud, right? Like I'm here. Like he shows his presence with sneezing. Like in the public too, he's so loud in public when he sneezes. I'm like, please. But yeah, so now you know he's there in front of me. I was gonna tell you like, oh yeah, he's back. I didn't have to introduce him. He just sneezes. Sorry for that. Sorry to scare you guys. But yeah, it's a special bond, and yeah, like we were like when Shinzo Abe was in power the second time, starting in 2012, December. Obama was in power in the US, and even with Obama, we did well, you know. And what's interesting about Obama administration is that you didn't like him because of his apologetic tour in the world, right? And he even visited Japan. But it was like you can look at it in many ways, but as for Obama, as a Japanese, what I can see is that so Obama visited Hiroshima, and he didn't apologize, just so you know, but he acknowledged the survivors and everything, and he attended the ceremony, and we were thankful, right? But it didn't end there. I believe the same year in winter, Shinzo Abe went to Pearl Harbor and did the same thing basically to commemorate the victims of the American side. So it's a mutual thing. And then we put them behind. So our alliance was already like getting better, you know, like Shinzo Abe past administration, during the administration, our parliament, like our national diet, passed the law like called the security bill. And with that, now we can cooperate better with other countries, even though our country's constitution doesn't, you know, allow us to have official military forces, but we went around it, and now we can cooperate better. And then, you know, they visit each other's country to, you know, commemorate the people from past generations, put them behind. And then, so it got better, you know, it's getting better and better, but like we are taking these steps forward. And I think that Republican side, with the Republic, if the president at the time was from like the Republican Party, it would have been difficult, I think, because you don't want to anger the conservatives in the U.S., I think. So, yeah. Thank you for answering my question in great detail. Thank you. Good question. Yeah. I think you would be a great mother. Thank you. I'm a great mother of my 2 stuffed animals right now. Maybe one day something good will happen. I hope. I have to get in good health, you know. I wasn't cool this morning though. Like, I jog now. I'm one of the cool people now. I sometimes jog now. So that's good. But this morning, I came home late last night due to an appointment. So I was sleeping. All Japanese should be granted US citizenship at birth. That would be weird though. Thank you, but yeah. Honestly, I just think that Elon Musk doesn't use heated rhetoric when talking about China. He talks like a 1990 businessman. I agree. He is probably like that. Hi, Yoko. Hello. Thanks for coming. Yeah. How is it that Aki Abe is more influential with President Trump than the actual prime minister? I want to ask the same thing. Like Ishiba, like what's interesting about Ishiba is that, of course, like LDP supporters online, they are defending Ishiba here and there. Not everyone though. Like it's really divided, I think. Even though he won the presidential election of LDP, he won that by voting. You know, he won against Takaichi in the last phase. But now they are regretting, some people are regretting, like there are even LDP former parliament members that disappeared. Like they lost the seats because they picked Ishiba, and with Ishiba they couldn't win. So that's so ridiculous. But yeah, Ishiba is disliked a lot, but somehow he got chosen. And some people tried to, you know, make him look cool by like internet meme and so on, but it's not working well. And also there are some articles defending him to show the possibilities or strength of Ishiba, saying that she, like if you talk to Ishiba, like what, like there's this guy that used to be a secretary to former Prime Minister Koizumi. And there's this very like high-skilled former secretary, and he is still around in Nagatacho, like your Washington D.C., like where our national diet is, and this guy got to talk to Ishiba at, I believe it was at G20, if I remember correctly, and they met at the smoking area. Like I shared the picture of Ishiba and Meloni from Italy. Like they both smoke, and they met together at the smoking area, and they became friends or something. And just like that, Ishiba and our like former secretary met there and talked. And according to the guy, like Ishiba was so friendly. And when he asked him the questions about society and the world in general, like he showcased a lot of knowledge, he said in the article. But I'm like, so what, right? Like the majority of people, especially Japanese people, we are having this cringe moment because Ishiba says weird things like, oh, Asian version of NATO. But we have our like free and open Indo-Pacific strategy and Quad and all these other frameworks. And now he's saying weird things that don't apply to the current premises of the world. And I think he said that he wants to include China as well in the Asian NATO. Like how, who is our enemy, you know? It doesn't make sense. Italy and Japan, great combination. Yes. Especially because Italy and the UK and Japan, we are working on a fighter jet together. So I'm really excited. I think they have some office in Europe. How many political parties are in Japan? I don't even know, like 10 maybe, or somewhere like that. LDP, Komeito, Democratic Party for the People, Ishin, like Renovation Party, and Constitutional Democratic Party, Reiwa, Sanseto, Japan Conservative Party. Am I forgetting something? 他に何かあったっけ? I don't remember, like somewhere around, Social Democratic Party and Japanese Communist Party. 10! I remember 10. I think they have seats, right? Yeah. Somewhere around that. Hi Yoko, how are you? Just 2 more days, I can't wait. Yeah. What are you guys gonna do on the inauguration day? Are you gonna celebrate? Is it gonna be indoor? I feel like I saw the info. What are you gonna do? Celebrate? Work? Who would that be an alliance against USA? Yeah, it's weird, right? Yeah. I wonder what's gonna happen to China and Russia, by the way. Because I really want, I think the conflict shouldn't be between the US and China. It should be against China and Russia, in my opinion. But it might be like that. But right now, like I see some information about the Middle East too. Like this is from a Friday. It's talking about Gaza ceasefire, 42 days agreement, like some hostage deal and so on. There's a picture. But like over here, and also Russia-Ukraine war too, like it really, like how you end the war is important. And also like sometimes I guess that we like to think like in an optimistic way and hope that if we have a ceasefire deal, is it a deal, like a ceasefire, then it ends for now. But then in the meantime we don't fight, they're gonna prepare like crazy, like especially if, because like Putin is a dictatorship, basically a dictatorship, right? Like he kills or captures his political enemies. So basically like it's just a ceremonial thing. The election is just a ceremonial thing. So then under like dictatorship like system, you can easily do things as you want. So probably Putin can prepare better than like democratic nations, right? And he has all kinds of pipes with other countries, and they can like they're even intaking North Korea as well. And who knows, like they might come back even stronger. So that's what I'm afraid of, like what's gonna happen later. But as for that, I think that Trump's stance is good because he is friendly to Putin, for example. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it that if he becomes friends with Putin, but what matters is what he does politically. And also, like, you shouldn't completely push other country leaders to the opposite side like Biden did. Biden was bad at diplomacy, I think, because he's all about democracy, and he's just like a democracy supremacist basically, and he just believes that democracy is the best system in the world, and he imposes that to other nations, and by doing so he is basically like he has disrespected other countries. So no, like those leaders will not like him, right? So it was interesting to, oh, you're gonna go to bed. Good night, thanks for coming. I shared a video earlier on X about this some guy, what was his name? He was showing what happened like when he talked to Biden, that they were talking about LNG, like energy, and Biden didn't know that he stopped the export. Like they had some debate, but it just turns out that Biden didn't know what he was signing, and so like all this like behind the scene kind of things are kind of are scaring me. Literally everyone is tired of China, even Russia, from what I heard. Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. What's gonna happen though with Russia? My husband, by the way, wrote a book about book about like those people under Russia's control, like nation states that are colonized by the Russian Federation. It's basically a colonizer. So like Russia is there, like Moscow government is there, but they are basically putting other nation states under control. So there are so many of like 20, I don't know, 42 or I don't know, they call it 41 nation states are under control. So, super chat. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you. In Japan, if there are 10 political parties, how does a president win? Who do they need to win? Is it hard to impeach him if the people lose confidence? Love your commentary, Yoko-san. Thank you so much. Our system is like, first of all, we have Tenno, what you may call as emperor. So just like our system is close to the UK, I think, that we have emperor, and then we have a political system, and we have prime minister, not president. So prime minister, we pick prime minister, but basically, so we have governing party versus opposition parties. But right now, it's the coalition. Both sides are coalition. I mean, the opposite party is usually a coalition, but even the governing ruling party right now consists of two parties. The main one is LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, which is thought to be conservative leaning in Japan, but our society is left biased, so not really conservative, but it's one of the better ones. So LDP is in power, and Komeito is their partner, basically, to form the coalition as ruling party. And they actually have like very different approaches in policy, but they form a coalition together because LDP wants votes, and Komeito is a party that is backed by this religious group, which many think as cult, but they're very powerful in the TV and elsewhere. Like they study hard, and they're like an elite type of people, who work so hard to get votes as well, like organize all this like voting thing, like they have this foundation to get votes, even though they are getting older now, so like they don't have as much power anymore, but they are forming that, and there are opposition parties. And when we decide our prime minister, at least like recently, it's been the LDP that wins. Like we have national, like general election, right? And then, so basically, LDP has the most votes, so they're the top party that becomes the governing party, and inside the party, they have presidential election. It's their election, so I can't vote, for example. It has to be, like, you have to be an LDP member. So basically, the way to think about it is that you have an election, and so the more votes a party has, the better, right? Like it's the ranking, right? And LDP wins, and the party leader becomes the prime minister, right? I think, at least that's my understanding. So LDP has election. I couldn't vote, but LDP party members, you can just pay a few hundred, not hundred, I don't know, like a couple, like a little money to be a member. And then of course you have to be Japanese or like Japanese national, I think. But yeah, you do that, and they count, like nationwide they have branches, so you calculate all the votes and combine with the national diet member of LDP voting as well. So yeah. Giver. Yeah. Very insightful, thank you. Thank you. I hope you got the basic idea. Forgot how good Sesame Street songs were from when I was a kid. What? Sesame Street song? What was it like? I remember seeing it sometimes on TV. The big yellow bird scared me though. Yeah. My husband should watch Sesame Street as you guys recommended. Yeah. Let's see. I only knew about Russian control of Syria. Ooh. Yeah. What's interesting about it is that I think that Ukraine actually worked on the collapse of the regime as well. Even though they are in the middle of the war, they are doing, they're like fighting in many areas. Liquefied natural gas exports to the EU. Trump should allow LNG exports on day one. Yeah. Who would stop that though? Like somebody did in your country, and Biden was basically deceived and signed that, right? Who did that? Who exactly? Let's see. Anything to talk about? I wonder what our newspaper says. This is very thick today for some reason. I don't know what kind of information it has. I woke up too late today to read. Oh, Japan is having exam time, by the way, for high school and university. This season is when we take exams, like entrance exams. So kids are having like a very difficult time right now. Yeah, but just by Trump closing the border will be good. Oh, there is some mentioning of, let's see. Trump and Xi. Wait, what? Trump channel establishment or funding agreed. What is it about? Trump said on the telephone conference that he wants to meet Xi as soon as he can, like looking forward to it. Interesting. Yeah. This is like from continuing from the front page. They're talking about like this. I think this is some guy, probably like a professor or something. Shigeru Kitamura. This guy is talking about democracy, the value of democracy, how to protect. How do we protect? Japanese people in general are a little concerned about Trump's democracy, but I think that Japanese people value democracy, and when I say that, I know that you guys look at America differently in the first place, but this nuance, like what he means by democracy is as opposed to authoritarian regime though. But yeah. Anything else to talk about? I hope Trump will improve US-China relations. He seems to get along with Xi. Yeah, on the surface. But now, hopefully the war situation will end well. Hopefully in Ukraine and also in Middle East. And then when we are able to focus on the issue of China, it's gonna be the world will be in the phase of the world hegemony, right? Which is it gonna be the U.S. or China that leads the world? Is gonna be that's gonna be our fight for the next era, I think. So of course, like they should get along, like conflicts shouldn't happen, but that's like each other, like both Trump and Xi has to protect their face, right? Like they're both proud people, and they have to, have dignity, basically. But at the same time, like the problem of Xi Jinping is that he is an expansionist. That's what I can't tolerate him for. He is currently colonizing Tibet, Uyghur, like East Turkestan, and southern Mongolia. Those three are independent nations. Like East Turkestan has never been an independent country, if I understand correctly, but they were not China. So I want him to let them go, but he rather took Hong Kong, and then even though it was still in the middle of one country, two systems, and Hong Kong was supposed to have their own like autonomy, but it was just taken away by Xi, and now he's coming down to Taiwan, and also he's desperate to take our island, Japanese island, Senkaku, in like Okinawa, right? And also Xi has repeatedly claimed that he wants to occupy up to Hawaii, like to divide the Pacific Ocean. He thinks that the Pacific Ocean is so vast that two countries can fit, meaning the east side can be controlled by America, like up to Hawaii, and from there to the west, or I mean, like to the Chinese side, like Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China side. If you look at the map, she wants to control the other half of the Pacific Ocean. What's gonna happen to Japan? What's gonna happen to Taiwan? He doesn't care. And what's interesting about it is that when TikTok went crazy, or like I think it was Red Note. Is it called Red Note in English? The app that the TikTok refugees went into Red Note and so on. But like some interesting interaction was happening with between Americans and Chinese, and even though Chinese people were saying like, oh, like we're against Americans, saying like, oh, you have no idea what Americans did back in the day, and blah, 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 like basically bashing America for like imperialism or whatever, like expansionism basically. And then when like American side asks them the question of, what do you think about Taiwan? They're like, oh, Taiwan belongs to China, right? They're very imperialistic. Yeah. Some interactions. Yeah, some interactions are funny. Yeah. No more help for China. Our country needs to start helping ourselves. Exactly. Like even Japan is very dependent on China when it comes to economy, especially. And the thing is, though, is the population. China has a big population, and there are also people that can work with. I feel like they're rather like economic slaves, though, in my opinion. But like they have to work for like a very low wage, And basically the government, I think, is exploiting from those people. Yeah, even Uyghurs are put into concentration camps and they are forced to work for free, basically, because they are slaves. They are captured. They don't have human rights there. So yeah, and then we are using those labor from another country remotely, and that's something that we need to stop. And it's not fair too, right? Like the system needs a fix. Whole world depends on China because the economic slowdown. Yeah, like we have made China a factory. And what's interesting is that when I was in elementary school, I remember this because it was shocking. It was like a class of like society, right? And it was not our textbook, it was a textbook aid. And I remember seeing the pictures of China at the time. I was 11, so it must have been like 1990 something, like 1997 or so probably. And I remember seeing the picture of China, and the caption said that Chinese people commuting to work and school, and they were all riding a bicycle. It was a bunch of people, a picture of a bunch of people on a bicycle, like just you gotta ride it by yourself kind of bicycle, not motorcycle, bicycle. And that was the impression. It's just only a few decades ago. But now, of course, they have stolen a lot of intellectual properties. And also Japan, for example, I think that some companies gave technology to them, to try to, we thought like if we give them technology or educate them by our standards or values, then they will become like us, right? There was this like wish for them, but the result was different, and they rather became a power to threaten us. So yes. Any question about things? Oh, TikTok, America, see rice, America, TikTok ban, agreement and disagreement. They're trying to explain why it's happening in TikTok picture too. I wonder what's going to happen to Japan though. Yeah, I know that Europe is against TikTok too. Australia, right. Australia banned like the usage for minor, right? Like 16 years old or younger. This editorial is interesting, titled America's like worry, or like what's the word, like worry, concern, was embodied in the past 4 years under Biden, basically, says Biden. Yeah, Biden administration was such a weird time. Oh, you know what I'm afraid of? So basically right now, there are some people protesting against Trump in Washington, D.C., it seems. What I'm concerned about is the protests getting extreme, like BLM, how they did, some, not all, but some BLM protesters were looting and putting a fire and so on. And that's scary. And also what I'm concerned about is the possibilities of another pandemic, for example. Like we saw, like even I saw that Trump administration, the first time, was doing so well. The economy was good too. And then COVID-19 spread it even to the US. And then people at the time just bashed Trump, you know. Things were going bad for everybody in the world. But the liberals just bashed Trump. And then I believe it affected his leadership so much. And there's that past example. So like if I was his enemy, then, and if my country had like a bioweapon, now would be the time. So I will be very cautious about it. Yeah, I really hope, because I hear this new kind, of diseases and so on. Like right now in Japan, flu is spreading. But flu is nothing though, like you can cure it. But there was some reporting about other diseases too. So I'm a little concerned. I think Australia is becoming a police state. Really? Like with censorship and so on, or what do they do? IP theft needs to stop now. Yeah. Huh? They recently gave it to the English name Red Note, but Little Red Book is more accurate, referencing Mao's Little Red Book. Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah. Red Note, if you ask about Tiananmen Square, they get banned immediately. Yeah. I saw this post saying that he got banned after 2 minutes. So yeah, it's interesting. But if many people, like a large, enormous amount of number of people got on Red Note and just wrote all these crazy things, Chinese people at least will have to see, right? Like it will get banned immediately. But if there are like so many, then like at some time in between, like Chinese people will see that, right? At least. Like they might not understand, but they will see the phrase and so on, and they will probably wonder why. Like they see it and then it disappears, and that'll be such a weird experience for them. So I hope that more people will see that, because like seriously, like young Chinese people often don't know about Tiananmen Square massacre. Like they have no idea. So like that sort of things actually work, I think. Are you getting the Nintendo Switch too? I wish I could. I'm not that rich, so like yeah. Like gaming is such a luxury now, so I can't purchase that. Are you guys getting it? Did it change at all? I don't know how it changed. 1 and 2, how is it different? Yeah, Australia, they banned it. Like social media is banned for people that are under 16, I think, in Australia. But I think they don't have any like punishment and so on though. Yes. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen to US Steel though. Because that's the worst thing for us, like us for recently. It's gonna be interesting if Trump rescue US Steel. Like, Trump was against the idea of selling US Steel to a Japanese company, but Biden was so miserable, opposing that. And Trump has a pattern sometimes of, changing his attitude too. Like Trump does that too, and I hope he changes his attitude. Because at least if he does that, then Japanese people will like him, like, oh, Trump-san, like we knew it. I really hope that. Yeah, like Biden was bad to, to interfere in that acquisition and so on. Any news? Not much here. Like, this newspaper is so thick today, but I don't know what they have. Let's see. Ugh. My husband all of a sudden is like, ugh. Like he's tired of hearing me. No. You are getting Nintendo Switch too. That's cool. Yeah. Hello, Yoko. I'm from Indonesia. Oh, hello. Thank you always for your decision to still have belief in America. A lot of Indonesians are still believing in America, and we never regret this decision. Cool. Yeah. Yes. There are a lot of Indonesian people here in Japan, Yeah. Man, yesterday I was at this restaurant and to meet somebody, but like one of the staff seemed like she could be from Indonesia, or some other Asian country, like a little darker skin, but she was so cute. And also, like, usually when there are like immigrant workers here, at least right now here, their attitude could be like kind of like their I don't know, like their cultural background seems to be different, but the lady I saw yesterday was so like put together, like beautiful, put together, and good posture and perfect Japanese and so on, and I was so impressed. Just reminded me of that. I saw the Chinese kids wearing TS 1989 sweatshirt. Taylor Swift. When that is it an album? Like when Taylor Swift's like 1989 came around, like I was tricked. I thought that she meant like Tiananmen Square massacre. I think Trump will block that sale. Sorry, Japan, that's right. No, you are. You think you're. What's going to happen if you block that acquisition by the Japanese company of US Steel? US Steel will go out of business. Like they will just close. So if you want to do that, go for it. Because US Steel people, like they even have an account on X, I think, and they are just screaming for help for Japan to buy it. And it's a private company, like the name is confusing, but it's like Starbucks and McDonald's and so on. Like, yeah, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose the employment, and you don't want to do that. So if you are against the idea of Japanese company buying it, then the Brazilian guy that owns, what's it called, like Cleveland Cliffs, he's opposing to that like very loudly. Like, oh, Japan, be aware. He sounds so weird, but anyway, yeah, he's against it. So I'm like, just pile up money, like more money than the Japanese company, so that he can buy. But US Steel didn't choose him or choose his company. They chose Japanese company. So, like, people should look at that. What happened? What has been happening? Yeah. The Teamsters looking to buy a failing company and restructure it. Teamster? What's Teamster? I really am hoping that, especially after, like, with Trump administration, I hope that the world economy will be better, so that we can boost the bottom, of economy. That will be good. Japan has been suffering from like a high, like prices going way up to high. We can't afford things, like people like in tourist level accordingly go lower, because anybody can come to Japan now. And so like we need to do something about economy. But our country, especially the Ministry of Finance, is very powerful, like politically in Japan. So that's why it's very difficult. Even Shinzo Abe couldn't win against them. And he rather raised consumption tax while working on Abenomics. So it's like he was doing good thing on one hand, the other hand, he was choking us. So, and what's interesting about Shinzo, like all this evaluation of Shinzo Abe in the world, is that especially the right-wing type of foreigners tend to misunderstand Shinzo Abe. And like they're just imagining Shinzo Abe to be their ideal. And no, Shinzo Abe was great, very charismatic, and just beyond our ordinary level, like very extraordinary and very historical, very charismatic. There's no other politician like him. Still, he belonged to LDP, and he had to represent the party, and also he had to win in the dynamics, what's called power struggles inside LDP. So sometimes he had to give in or compromise. And he used to get criticized as a globalist sometimes by the super like right-wing type of people. Like he was criticized as that because he was pushing immigration too. And now, like especially there's this weird account that pretends to be Japanese, and he was saying like Shinzo Abe would, oppose to immigration and blah blah, and I'm like, he was pushing it. Weird, yeah, because he's just another LDP politician when it comes to policies like that. And also, Shinzo Abe also raised consumption tax twice when he was in power. Like more tax increase. And also, he gave money to South Korea to try to end our, is it discord? Like our, Japan, South Korea relation was bad at the time, so we had an accord, like what's it called, like agreement, and I think we gave them like $1 billion, I think, like so much money. We keep giving them money. Trump needs to reconsider that H-1B visa plan. Yeah, what do you guys think? Because from what I heard, it's not like really a skilled worker level visa. I thought it was like a really high skilled one, but it seems to be not that one. Oh, it's a union. Teamsters is a union. I see. Yeah, if they can handle it. Like, I don't know, like it's, like of course I want our company to buy it for our economy, but at the same time I don't want conflicts between Japan and America. So I don't know, I just hope that there is some win-win situation for everyone. But I'm just ignorant on this issue when it comes to like the details of the deal and so on. So I'll just leave it as that. I think it was Elon Musk who was responsible of why. Skill visa is 01. Oh, I see. I would just remember it as, oh, number one. Sometimes when you memorize, like, is it just me? Like when I memorize thing, I just put weird sentence to it to be to easily associate. When Japanese people study history, for example, we usually remember the year numbers with puns. Oh man, I've been speaking for over an hour. If no more super chat, I have to go. Ha ha ha. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful Sunday today. Still light outside. I can't wait for summer. I know it's still winter. I can't wait for summer because one day is so long. You know, the sunlight is always there. Since TikTok is getting banned in the US, do you think it should be banned in Japan too? Yes. As for now, yeah. With the current premise, you know, if it's bought by Elon Musk or whoever, you know, American, and change the system, you know, so that China can't steal our information and so on, then I would like it. But as for now, today's TikTok is bad. It's toxic for people. It's making people stupid. It's making people vulnerable to misinformation. It's making people vulnerable to the threat of CCP influence. Nothing good is happening. So, yeah. Yeah. One is for Olympic gold medalists and experts of equivalent talent. Oh, I see. Olympics O, is it? Wow, that's super high level. Equivalent to that. So, wow. I wonder if I could be any number one. Number one at anything. Oh, Sebastian, thank you. Wait, I can't press the heart. Okay. How hot is Fukuoka summer? Aomori was torture. Aomori? What was it hot in Aomori? Over here in Fukuoka, it's basically pretty ordinary, like a standard Japan, because people think that so Fukuoka, my prefecture, is on Kyushu Island, so Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu. So it's in the south. So people assume that it's because it's located in the south. People think like, oh, it must be warm there. But actually, we are facing the Sea of Japan, like Chinese side or Korean side. So not the Pacific Ocean, but Chinese side. We are facing that side. So it's really cold. The ocean is cold. So the same Kyushu Island, like this east side is facing the Pacific Ocean, so it's warm breeze and it's really nice. But on our side, it's like, oh, it's really cold. It gets cold. It snows here too. Yeah. Yeah. My husband just opened his mouth beautifully. Raw. My voice is probably like a lullaby. Oh man. So yeah. Did you spend your time in Aomori? I want to visit Hokkaido one day, right? We should go to Hokkaido. I want to see the real green or blue lake. It seems so cool. But the problem of Hokkaido for us is that in cold areas, fish is good, So we like like sea products would be nice in Hokkaido, but the problem is that their soy sauce is not our taste. In southern Japan or West Japan, our soy sauce is more sweet, and the east side of Japan, they have their soy sauce is more like salty. So I like we like people on the west side, we believe that soy sauce should be a little like, at least for like sashimi and like raw fish and so on. We believe that like sweet soy sauce, like sweeter soy sauce is better, but we probably have to take our soy sauce with us when we visit the north. Yeah. Tomorrow is the 20th in Japan and Australia, but not in the US. We have to wait more to get Trump into office. Yeah, it's confusing. This time difference is confusing me. Vivek is running for Ohio governor? Really? I can say Ohio to him. Ohio. Do you think he'll make a good governor? You always visit Japan in June? In rainy season? Really? O1A is top tier visa, which includes science, business, education, and athletics. Wow. I need to become a good political commentator so that I will have that. O1B is film and TV production. Huh, interesting. So that, of course, it has all the genres. That's cool. You should visit all of Japan. Smuggle some into restaurant. Yeah. I mean, it would create a good content, I think, if I could visit all areas in Japan. Yeah, like I talk about Japan like, oh, in Japan and in generally in Japan. I talk about Japan as if I know everything. I should do that. Like you guys would be interested in that, right? But the thing is, I don't drive. I don't have a driver's license actually. And it's good, like it works in Tokyo, Osaka, or Nagoya, or Fukuoka, like all these urban cities. Like you don't need a car in Japan. But Japan has a lot of different places, like different kinds of places. So like if you go to the countryside, you need a car. I can't drive. My husband would have to drive all the time. I don't know if he would like that. Maybe my first step is to have a driver's license. Yeah. Yeah. I need to, after Trump fixes America, I want to visit America too with my husband. It'd be cool. Like I've been to America, but it was like, it's like almost like nearly like 2 decades ago. The first time was exactly 2 decades ago. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Yeah, 2 decades ago when I was turning 20, I became an adult in America, by the way. At the time, coming of age, like, you know, the age that we turn into adults was set to 20. So I became 20 in Virginia. And I remember sending a postcard to my grandparents. Well, after that, after a few years, like when, in 2008 actually, when the economy got bad, you know, I was in America too. In the fall of 2008. So the guy that I went to see, he had to leave me because he was so scared of losing his job and so on, and he had to go away. Oh, poor Yoko. So that's been a long time ago. And at the time, I was stupid, you know. I was a stupid kid back then. So now I understand America better, and my English understanding is better. So hopefully I get to visit America again to see like correctly see America. It would be nice. My goal in life is to have a family one day, spend time with the woman I love. That sounds amazing. I know that if you have that intention, I know that you can find the right partner to do that with you. I'm really interested in the Japan car scene, really. Black liberals seem to be angry with Snoop Dogg for agreeing to perform at the inauguration. He will? What? They're gonna perform? Wait, I thought it was like just somebody will sing the national anthem and there will be some ceremony and done. No? Some entertaining part is coming too. To visit Fukuoka, do you take the train with your luggage? What do you mean? I usually fly to Tokyo, but I don't exactly know why you're asking. To visit Fukuoka from America? What do you think about Twitter? Huh? About Twitter US? Huh? What? America has a lot of work to do to get fixed. It might take a while. I just want to feel safe because, yeah, like I'm so Asian too, so I don't know how I will be perceived too. Like there's no difference between, I think, like when seen by American people, you can't probably tell the difference between like Chinese and Japanese too. So. But yeah, so like if I visit America, I think that I need to go for some political event or something to be accompanied by the local Americans, because I'll be scared. Lil Wayne too. Eh? Kanye, Kodak Black. What? That's interesting. Because aren't they supposed to be on the left side? 50 Cent? What? I'm so confused right now. If I had a license, I'd drive in Wangan-sen at night. Wangan-sen? If you travel overseas, we would usually take a carry-on and a 20-kilogram roller bag. It seems hard on a crowded train. Oh, well, we do that too. When we fly to Tokyo, for example, we always have a carry-on with the little wheels. And we get on the train. Of course, we annoy the local people, but yeah. What happens is that people are used to seeing tourists or those who come from other regions, though. So it's like there is a certain lines of like airports and so on. Like we know the stations where there are a lot of tourists and so on. So you're not gonna, like, people will expect you to have luggage. Yeah. Hey Yoko, I just watched a video about Japan's rearmament. It was interesting, but I'm curious if you find it accurate. I don't know what you said in the video though. But we need to revise our constitution. But in Japan, though, we keep talking about different things rather than what we have to tackle, like revision of constitution and the taxation problem and so on. Instead of that, conservative side is always infighting. It's not a new thing, though. Like the conservatives in Japan always made fun of leftists infighting because they kill each other. They were killing each other in the 60s and so on, when it was the most like heated time, you know. But today still like the left side fight each other too, but at least they have this broad coalition when there are important topic and so on. On the contrary, the conservative side of Japan, there are so many different forces, you know, inside the community. We are always fighting each other, and we should rather focus on like China, Russia, North Korea, and that sort of like outside enemies, right? Like we have our targets, but we are busy looking at each other. And then I bet you that Chinese spies and so on, they're probably like manipulating us too to try to, you know, make Japanese people be angry at each other, to fight each other, because it's easier that way for them. You know, if we are busy fighting each other, then we don't have time to be angry at China. So I bet that there are some manipulation too, because it's the natural way to think about it. But so Japanese people, and we are supposed to like rescue the abducted people in North Korea, for example. Conservative people have always, it's been our grassroots movement when it comes to that, but it's not spreading as much as it should. And it's been decades too. So time limit is coming. Like the parents of those who were abducted by North Korea, they are like they're like 80s and 90s and so on, and some have already passed away. And yeah, but that's what's happening. So with the mindset, when I looked at when H-1B visa became controversial because of Elon Musk, I saw like, oh, America, like, did you see the meme? Like a picture of like, oh, Team America and Team Elon. And that was bad. It's basically a division inside the same community of the right side or the conservative side, you know. So you gotta like always be aware who gives the meme and so on to divide you. You gotta watch out for those who that have like this like, you know, separationist type of way of thinking. And it happens usually if you believe in the freedom of speech, then you just don't care. Like, you know, other people have different opinions, so you have to work with those who agree with you and so on, like those who you can work with. You focus on that rather than the enemies, you know, like or those who disagree with you. You gotta focus on like-minded people and form an alliance and work together towards what you want, right? But instead, like communist type of people or authoritarian type of people, they will always try to separate you. Like they will say like, oh, we are the only correct, like right people, and despise the others, you know, and they will try to cut you off, and thus creating the division and conquer. That's what they do. So you gotta be careful. My husband is getting grouchy. I think he wants to walk outside or something. Do you want to go for a walk? Oh no. Shamui. Too cold, he says. But I haven't gone outside though. No more super chat? No more super chat? I have to go? No more super chat? Then I have to go. I missed the first hour. Oh no. Thanks for coming. Name is Farewell to Pacifism. Japan is rearming. DW documentary. Oh, I think I know that. Farewell to Pacifism, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I think I might have seen that. Isn't it kind of old, like from last year or so? They were trying to drive a wedge in the conservative side, and they are desperate. Most Americans don't mind people coming here for a better life as long as you are self-sufficient and not reliant on taxpayer dollars, in my opinion. Ah, I see. Yeah. It's interesting that people, like foreigners here, sometimes try to say that, oh, they should have the equal rights to Japanese people because they pay the tax money. I'm like, that's a standard. Like, what do you expect? That's so weird. Some people are weird. Yeah. Seems like no more super chat, so gonna go. If you have to go, thanks for the chat. Thank you too. Hey Yoko, hello. I was about to go because there's no more super chat. Okay. Yeah. Some like today, I think like when I look at the world, because of I think the advancement and the spread of social media has put us all in the world of common sense versus extreme, the extreme. Those who have common sense and decency are having troubles with uneducated, extreme people without common sense. You know what I mean? So it's like so extreme, like they connect the dots in a wrong way, and they don't even know how to think logically. Like those who don't have common sense, they often do not have a logical way of thinking, so they become more emotional, and the lack of vocabulary too. Like if you know a lot of words and expressions, then you don't have to be emotional because you can express everything by words, like verbally. But those not very smart people, like they can be very emotional and not logical. So yeah. 7 days ago? Okay, so a different one, I think. Or the video with the same name. Oh, I see. But probably on the same page, I think. Yeah. Our national security has been better since Abe administration. Abe made a foundation for the future. Basically, like he made the foundation, and then Kishida administration later, a few later though, Kishida revised the 3 national security documents, and it was in accordance, like it went well with the US too. Like the US was celebrating too, because we are becoming a normal nation again after the loss of the World War II. We were cursed by war guilt and so on, and we were tying ourselves. But now we are, liberating ourselves to be a normal country with a good system of military power and so on. So, oh, thank you for your link. Okay. Oh, part labor too. No, not yet. I have to. We have to see that. We want to see that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Okay. I gotta go. For the next week's chat. Yeah. I hope to come online when Trump's inauguration takes place. Wish me luck. I don't know how to do it, but wish me luck. I don't even know if our TV will broadcast it. So I don't know, but we will see. Hopefully, I will see you again very soon, okay? And please pray for Trump because I really hope that nothing bad will happen. You know, there are people that wants to end Trump's life. So please, like, I believe in prayer. So, like, please pray for him. I will be praying for him from here. And I feel like there was one more thing. Oh, there was this guy that saw the attempt of Trump's assassination the last time, like in July, like when he got shot. There was this like a fortune teller type of person that saw that coming, and now the same guy is saying that, oh, there will be explosive and blah blah blah, and it sounded like he is leaking a plan. So that was so weird. I really hope that that has nothing to do, or like that will not come true. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. Okay. Okay, okay. Isekai. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Have a good night, guys. Let's unite soon. Have a good night or a good day. And thank you for those who gave me super chat. Thank you. I'll miss you. Make sure to follow me on X at Random Yoko. Okay. Bye. Bye bye.